Hey, what's up, lowlights? Welcome to the first episode of this season's Highlights and Lowlights, where we take a look at the best and worst, the ups and downs, the highlights and lowlights of each Bills game. I am your host, Lowlife Daniel, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the Bills' 22-16 loss to the Jets on Monday Night Football to kick off the season. Let's just get right into it. I'm going to try and start off on a positive note and just say the first highlight is just that football is back. It was a great weekend of games. It was great to just sit down, just have all the games in front of you on Sunday. Obviously, I didn't like how the week ended on Monday night, but it was great that it's great that football's back. But as great as this weekend was, we're talking about this game on Monday night. And there's one person that comes to mind immediately. There's one person that's going to get a lot of criticism, a lot of blame, and rightfully so. Post-game press conference, they were accountable, and obviously they said that they were the reason they lost, and they were. So let's just talk about Josh Allen. That's the elephant in the room right now. Josh Allen is the reason we lost. Allen is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL, and he can make magic happen. And sometimes that's the problem, because magic is when you make things happen out of nothing. And there was nothing here today. And Josh Allen just kept trying to force things and kept making mistakes. He threw 3 interceptions. He was just reckless with the ball, careless. A fumble and 3 interceptions. So 4 turnovers overall. That loss is definitely concerning. The Jets defense has given Josh Allen problems the last 2 years. They have a great secondary, and he has to just take what the defense is giving him, but he just keeps getting impatient and forcing things and making mistakes, throwing interceptions and turning the ball over. This team will go as far as Josh Allen takes us. So it's very imperative for him to make the right decisions with the football, because there's no reason we should have lost that game. On the other hand, I have to give a highlight to Stefon Diggs. He was like the only person to really get going in the passing game. Like, we just could not build momentum, but when we needed a big play, Stefon Diggs was there, or Josh Allen would at least try to get the ball to him. Stefon Diggs finished with 10 catches, 102 yards, and of course the touchdown, the only touchdown the Bills scored. But perhaps most important, there was a moment that was captured on the sideline after Josh Allen threw his 3rd pick, but the Bills had to go back out on offense to tie the game to send it to overtime. You saw Stefon Diggs on the sideline, hyping up, encouraging Josh Allen, and that should put the nail in the rumors that Stefon Diggs wants to be traded. That should stop it. It should have stopped when he said he wanted to retire a Bill. It should have stopped when the Bills voted him team captain. But everything we're seeing from him shows that he is bought in and he wants to be a Buffalo Bill. But Stefon Diggs can't do it all by himself, and that's what's concerning. It's similar to last season, just no help from the rest of the Bills receivers and pass catchers. Gabe Davis had 2 catches, maybe 30-something yards. Dalton Kincaid did catch all 4 of his targets, but they weren't really anything significant. I think that Dalton Kincaid's skill set would be utilized, and he'd be a nice big body over the middle, and that'll be a way to kind of get something in the intermediate game. But all that Ken Dorsey was doing was just having him run like quick outs, and then Dalton Kincaid would run upfield. But if they had some things like maybe some crossers or some type of things in the middle, some seam routes even, which I guess could just lead me to the low light for Ken Dorsey, offensive coordinator. I just wasn't really a fan of his play calling. In the beginning, I liked what he was doing. He had the quick passes going because, again, the Jets defense was keeping everything in front of him. So, boom, 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 quick passes. He had some type of sweeps and movement plays with Deontay Hardy, who just came to the Bills. That was fine, but it just never progressed. It never went a little bit more aggressive. Like, you got Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox, and we were running 12 personnel. We had Knox and Kincaid on the field, but we weren't utilizing the middle of the field. There was just a lot of questionable play calling, like, obviously, the 2nd and 12 or 2nd and 15 draw to James Cook. Like, I don't know what he thought was going to happen there. That was just a terrible decision. And again, a lot of the stuff is on Josh. There were times when he had so much green in front of him and he could have ran and decided to just make a errant throw for some reason, or decide to just chuck it on 2nd down. So, like, again, it's a lot on Josh Allen. And again, so much credit. I cannot say enough about how good the Jets defense is. But I'm keeping an eye on Ken Dorsey because I'm not impressed with what I've seen so far. Let's throw out some highlights. Tyler Bass, he had some misses in the preseason, and I was a little concerned about him this year, but Every time he was called upon, he was perfect. He didn't miss any extra points or any field goals, including the 50-yarder that was as dramatic as he could make it. I feel like he aimed for the goalpost on purpose just for a little razzle-dazzle. The Bills knew that they could trust Bass from 50 yards out with the game on the line. They showed him in warm-ups and pregame hitting from 60, which really looked like it could have been good from about 72, 75. We've got a kicker with a booming leg in Tyler Bass, and it's good to know that he's reliable. I've given a lot of respect to the Jets defense, but the Bills defense was really strong. They held their own. They did their job. They held the Jets to 16 points. And then the punt return at the end, I'm not going to put on the defense, obviously. Josh Allen kept turning the ball over and putting them in terrible positions, but they kept holding the Jets to field goals. Like, there's only so many times you can give the team a short field. Josh Allen kept putting the Bills defense in bad situations and in short field situations. Josh Allen fumbled at the 25, and they held the Jets to a field goal. The one touchdown, I feel like the Jets only had to go maybe 40, 50 yards. It was a short field because it was off of a turnover. But the Bills' defense was really good, minus a few big runs by Breece Hall. I have to give a highlight to Matt Milano. Matt Milano seemed like he was everywhere. He was aggressive, making big hits. Maybe he felt like he had to overcompensate because Tremaine wasn't next to him, but Milano was all over the field. I think he had 8 tackles. Of course, he had the interception. Like, Matt Milano, it did seem like I feel like I heard his name a little bit less in the second half, but he made such an impact, and you felt Matt Milano's presence on the game. And I could definitely say the same for the Bills' new addition at defensive end, Leonard Floyd. I was really excited when the Bills got him in free agency. I just knew what he was capable of, especially with Von Miller out. I felt like we needed one more person, and Leonard Floyd was at a high level, constantly applying pressure. He had the sack that ended up taking Aaron Rodgers out of the game. Maybe a half sack otherwise, but he was constantly providing pressure. The Bills' defensive line, I would give them a highlight, but I'm specifically giving it to Floyd because he had a great first game. Russo applied a lot of pressure, but he didn't come away with a sack. Jordan Phillips had a sack. I just feel like I need to see more from this unit before I give them a highlight overall. And the Jets line is terrible. That was a whole issue going into the season. So it could be like the Rams game last year where we thought the defensive line was good, but it wasn't as good as that one game. So again, I liked what I saw, especially from Leonard Floyd, but we'll see. They got to tighten up that run defense, though. From the defensive line, I have to go to the other side and go to the Bills' offensive line and give that a low light. They allowed 5 sacks. I mean, Spencer Brown wasn't particularly good. I mean, he is the weak link on this offensive line, and perhaps the Jets knew that. But I think he got beat for 2 sacks, and he had an untimely false start in overtime. Spencer Brown is a project, and the Bills did not address right tackle in free agency, so we're just going to have to ride out with Spencer Brown and hope for the best, I guess. Again, I'm sure there are plenty more people I can give low lights to. There was just an all-around sloppy, ugly game. The Bills gave up a 10-point lead and allowed a comeback from Zach Wilson. Not even Aaron Rodgers, from Zach Wilson, led the Jets on a comeback against us. And when you throw the game away with 3 interceptions and a fumble with 4 turnovers, it's hard to win like that. It's hard to win like that. I don't want to leave things on a bad note, so I'm going to leave you guys with one more highlight. After a game like that, people are concerned, rightfully so. And a lot of people are panicking. And as a result of that, I'm not going to lie, I think the price is going to go down on the home opener. Like, those tickets were crazy, but I think the price is going to go down. I feel like a lot of people are just going to freak out about this and get rid of their tickets. And if that's the case, maybe I'll see you guys at the home opener. I might do a little vlog situation, who knows. I don't know when this video is gonna get out. I'm saying this now. It's late now. This game went to overtime on top of that. I prefer just Sunday at 1 o'clock, I can record this at maybe 6 o'clock and then edit and put it out the next day. But Monday night, it's like midnight. And then I gotta edit. I got work in the morning. I don't know when I'm gonna edit this, but I will put this up when I put this up. You can expect these the day after the game, especially when we play at Sunday at 1. I apologize for that. I'm still getting used to all of this, but I appreciated just being able to just let all of this off my chest. This was a tough loss. That's it for this video. If you guys have anybody that you want to nominate for a highlight or a low light, you're welcome to do so in the comments. I like talking with you guys, so in fact, just do all the YouTube things. Comment, like, share with somebody else that you know that's a Bills fan that's passionate, and subscribe. I've got a lot of things going on this channel that I'm trying to do. If you haven't seen it already, check out the Buffalo Bills hype video that's on this channel that I just posted. If you love the Bills, I think every Bills fan needs to see this video. I really feel passionately about it. I feel like if you like hip hop, you're gonna like this video. It's inspirational. Like, I feel like it's 8 minutes long, but it's so good. Check it out if you haven't already. And again, just subscribe. I'm gonna have a lot going on this channel this season and beyond. And as always, stay low.